which affect an evolving and emerging Indian American community committed to preserving the vast customs of a vibrant cultural heritage.
Welcome to Darshan America, folks. We come to you from Washington, D.C. My name is Ramesh Bhutani.
And my name is Shilpa Alimchandani.
Happy New Year to all of you. 2011 is going to be wonderful. The recession is gone. Lingering effects of unemployment are still there. And I want to tell you, it is going to take a little longer to get everyone out there because of the skill set mismatch. I was looking at the Bloomberg Business Week, and it talked about that there were 3.5 million jobs available at the end of the year. Unfortunately, the skill set did not match, and they went still for begging. And at the same token, look at some of these figures of the unemployment. You may not agree with some of them. For instance, they're saying 15,100,000 people counted by the BLS as unemployed. 1,300,000 discouraged workers who have given up looking for work. 1,200,000 people who want a job but aren't actively looking for other reasons, family, responsibilities, and others. And there are 9 million people, they're saying, they're working part-time, they're underemployed. Total of 26,600,000 people.
And certainly these are not happy numbers, a lot to be concerned about. We've talked about the fact that employers are really not just investing in new employees who may not have all of the qualifications they would like to see in a candidate, but they could be trained on the job to do some of these same tasks. They need some of that experience. But how do they get it, right? And this is the gap you were talking about. They're not ready to walk in and hit the ground running, but with some on-the-job training, they really could be an asset to a particular organization.
That's true. You know, the government is coming up with programs. For instance, they announced they're going to reduce 2% for the employers under the FICA. You know, you pay 6.2%. Now it's going to be 4.2%, and it'll be 4.2% for the employees also. Now, that's a good program, but I would prefer a program where you subsidize the unemployed person for undertraining for 6 months, where the government pays us 6 months and the person is working at the job. I know every employer would love to have a free employee. That's the biggest situation that's left over from 2010. But looking forward to 2011, folks, you got to watch out for these guys. You know, one is Julian Assange. He's the one from WikiLeaks. You saw all the State Department cables from all over the world. And the other one is Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook. Both of them have great big plans. As you understand, Mark Zuckerberg has lined up 10% of the world's population as a member on the Facebook.
Well, what do you think about this Goldman Sachs deal?
Yeah, Goldman Sachs bought $500 million.
Right.
Goldman Sachs very sharp investors, and I want to tell you why they did it. They did it so that they can distribute then these shares to some of their rich clients or some of the clients that they want to recruit. So they bought it for them. That's number one. Number two, they want to be first in line if and when Facebook wants to go public.
That's right.
They've already assigned them a $50 billion valuation.
Very strategic on their part, no doubt about it.
But I don't know if I agree with Mark Zuckerberg's Facebook. I don't have a Facebook account. Of course, I'm older, I guess. That's why I don't have it. I don't believe that you need to put your heart out, pictures of your family, pictures of your friend, pictures of events, talk about it, be connected to it 24 hours a day. I just don't think that's a good idea.
Well, I mean, I think it's all a matter of choice. If you don't want to be on it, you don't have to be. And when people are worried about what gets out there about their personal lives, well, what gets out there is what you put out there. I mean, you can choose what you put on Facebook. Granted, there are some features where other people may put comments on your wall or tag you in a photo, but you can disenable those things as well. So if you have all those security settings in place, you won't have other people making remarks on your page in the public or have photos of you that you don't want to see online. I think you have more control, and it's not like you're sort of a victim of this Facebook monster. And the fact is that with 600 million accounts around the world and a company valued at $50 billion, Facebook is not going anywhere. I mean, it's here to stay with us.
Oh, it's going to give competition to Google. You can already see that. Google said they're not worried about Microsoft. They're worried about Facebook. Now, the other one is Julian Assange of WikiLeaks. You know, what you saw on the State Department cables being made public is really nothing. He says that he has thousands of people that come to him every single day, and they got these records of the conversation of their companies, of their countries, of their businesses, and the others. He's got so much that he actually refuses more than he takes on. Coming years, folks, he will be the one that everyone will be afraid of, including me. Because what he's trying to say is so simple. To steal the entire business plan. This is worse than mafia.
Well, you know, you're worried about crime in terms of employees stealing information from a company. Imagine the crimes going on inside of prisons when prisoners have access to cell phones.
Yes.
Listen to this story from the New York Times. Even though cell phones are outlawed in U.S. prisons, a lot of prisoners still get their hands on them, and it's not just about calling home or calling family members anymore. With smartphones, prisoners are actually orchestrating crimes from within their prison cells. They are coordinating crimes going on outside of the prison. They are having all kinds of access because they have internet.
Yes.
And they're on Facebook, and they're actually communicating with people very regularly. They can even stage protests within a prison if they want to. There's all kinds of organizing happening because of the access to cell phones. And you might think, well, what's the big deal? You can just scramble the cell phone signals so that people can't use them. So you have a phone. If the signal's scrambled, you can't use it. Well, FCC is really not doing much about this, and the cell phone companies don't want to touch this at all. So prisoners are pretty much free to do this because even though about, let's say, maybe 75% of the phones are confiscated or caught, still you have a lot of people with